Alright, on the bench today is something new. I have not worked on one of these before, so pretty excited to get in here, see what's going on with this. But this is a Pioneer PL 51A. These are kind of cool. Again, I have not come across one of these before. This cover's in really good shape. I mean, I'll buff it after, you know, at the end, just kind of see how clean it gets. But no major cracks or scratches on that I can see for right now. Direct drive, fully manual. Now I did take a little bit of wire here, and the tone arm stand, the clasp has broken off of that. It's one that comes up from the bottom. Yeah, so it has the original cartridge, so that's a Pioneer PL or PC50, and this is the second turntable that I did with an original Pioneer cartridge on it. It was the other one I did was a PL, I think it was an A35 that I did not long ago. I think I put a video out there about it. I'm not sure. Alright, so let's see what's going on with this. Now, I did check this for sound. So, spoiler alert, I did plug it in. I had something else on my bench, and then I decided I wanted to get into this today. But what I didn't really check very closely was the speed. So right now it's on 33, and looking at the strobe here, speed is very steady. Wow. Like, it doesn't float back and forth at all once I get it dialed in. 45 is off. Yeah, 45 is... .45 is very steady too. Wow, both are really steady. That's cool. Well, maybe not. Maybe 45 isn't so steady. Started to drift a little bit. And 33 may not be as steady as I thought it was either. Because now I've got to adjust that again, so. Huh. But not bad. I mean, alright, so enough of that. Tone arm elevator works, right? So it's off and then on and up and then down, drops it onto the record. So let's look at how this thing is put together. Again, I have not worked on this particular model, so. Loosen that up a little bit. Right. So I'm going to start off by checking out the lube on the spindle. I mean, this thing is super clean. There's really not much I'm going to do to this at all. So, but I want to look at the spindle, lube it real quick, and then we'll see about these pots here. I'm assuming we come in from the bottom. We'll at least look at those, hit those with some contact cleaner. Alright. So let's see. That looks to be pretty dry. Well, it had a little bit of oil on there. A little discolored, greenish. Kind of gross looking. So standard kind of cleaning procedure on this is to take a cotton swab and get some rubbing alcohol. Clean that shaft that the spindle goes into. Man, it's really not that bad. And I think there's a bearing down there. So let's see. Sorry, my head's probably gonna get in the way, but I'm kind of curious to see. Yeah, there's a bearing down there. So one thing you want to be aware of, if you service one of these and you flip it over and you have the platter spindle out, that bearing will fly out of there and there's a good chance you'll never see it again. Man, this thing is like super duper clean. There's some gunk on the top of there too. Careful when I clean that off on the top. Make sure to get rid of all that stuff. There's a little tiny piece of metal there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see if I can pull that off there. Trying to get it to kind of stick to this dowel. Oh. And I think it's too small for my pliers to grab. There's like a little tiny piece of metal there. Huh. Weird. All right. And then a couple drops of oil. And a little bit of oil on this shaft here. I didn't put a lot there. I was just kind of smoothing around the tip of my real butter oil dispenser. I mean, that wasn't bad at all. It's gonna probably take that a while to drop down though. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that down. It'll finish falling there. And then we'll flip this over and look at the pots. There's some air trapped in there. I'll have to look at this. If it doesn't fall, I may have to look at that a little bit. And what I mean by fall is there's air trapped in there, so it's not compressing all the way down. Sometimes it just takes it a while to drop. Oh, there's something rattling around the bottom of this, though. I don't know if you heard that. Yeah, there's something. It sounds like there's something on the inside of this. Let's see. I would suspect that someone's probably been in here to maybe do some maintenance, maybe clean those pots before. Looks like they're... Oh yeah. Hopefully you can't make that out. I can't make it out. Somebody was in the service, it looks like, because they've marked this with maybe a service number or social security number. Yeah, this is a pretty cool turntable. I have worked on 55s before, like a PL55. I think they had like a DX or a, something like that. Alright. I don't see anything floating around there. Let me do this real quick and see if anything falls out of here. Yep. Not sure what that is. Oh goodness, how do you get to those pots? Oh, pots are right there. So the 2 pitch control pots are right here. They look to be pretty easy to get to. So I think I can hit the opening, yeah, for both of those. And so there are also 2 variable resistors here, 33 and 45. You know, if the speed was really kind of wonky on this, I would clean those. And these are also how you adjust the speed, you know, to put these potentiometers in the center position. So we'll see how far off they are and see if it would be worth or necessary to go in here and mess with those. But since the speed seemed to be okay on this, I probably won't mess with those. But yeah, just 2 little variable resistors. You can see them. In fact, I can see them through there. I don't always clean those. Again, it just depends on what the turntable's doing. And then the switch to go between 33 and 45, that's a good thing to clean as well. It's sitting on the back side of this plate. And that looks like there's a lot of disassembly required. In fact, you might have to remove the board that all the controls are on to get to that switch. But again, if this was having significant issues maintaining speed, then I would maybe look at doing that one too. But the speed was pretty good on this. Wasn't jumping around or anything crazy like that. Alright, so I'm going to flip this over. This is a big turntable. This is a pretty big turntable. Yeah, I think I may have to pop that out of there. Yeah, there's still some air trapped in there. Because you'll hear a pop when I remove that. Because there's nowhere for the air to go. So let me remove a little bit of that oil. See how it bounces? The air is trapped underneath. There, now it's dropping down. Just a little bit too much oil. Yep, it's falling. So now, no more rubbing. So one thing you want to be aware of, especially on these direct drive turntables, it seems to happen on these more so than on like a belt drive. And a lot of times on a belt drive there's a screw on the side of the spindle shaft to lock the spindle in place, so it's a place where the air can escape. Oh, much better. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, here's how I try to figure out if these are close to being centered. So I just do numbers of turns. So we got 1 turn, actually it's a half turn. Yeah, it's about just a little more than a full turn. maybe a turn and a half. So I'm going to put those kind of roughly in where the center should be. And if it's way off, we can adjust it. If it's close, I'm going to leave it. And then we'll fire this up. I'm going to kill the light so I can see. Right now it's on 33. And that thing is dead. Oh my gosh, it's almost dead on in that center position, at least where I have it estimated to be center position, and 45 is the same. So I'm pretty sure someone has been in here and maintained this. And that speed is really good, really stable. I'll listen to a record on it to make sure, you know, see how much it drifts after 20 minutes or so. But man, that's this was, knock on wood, this was a pretty easy one. Assuming nothing gets goofy with the speed on this. So yeah, not much to this video at all. This was a nice and short one. I'm gonna put a record on, listen to it, make sure it sounds okay. Clean this up a little bit. And what I'll do is I will, while I'm listening to the record, I'm going to polish the dust cover, come back and just wrap this up. So off camera, I'm going to put the bottom back on. We'll get it hooked up to sound. I'll listen to it, make sure everything sounds good. And then I'll come back with the polished dust cover and we'll wrap up the Pioneer PL51A. Listen to a record on it. Sounds great. Works great. Polish the dust cover. I have a little bit of stuff I have to wipe off of this though. But I'm going to call the Pioneer PL51A, I don't know, basic service, I guess. I'll call it good. Nice, nice, nice turntable. All right. So this one's, I'm going to put this one in the books. Call it good. All right. So as always, if you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe. Catch you in the next video.